Hey, I wanted to make a video for you on leadership. I believe that I'm a pretty good leader. I think I got some leadership capability, and I think the way a lot of people look at leadership, even people who are quite a bit older than me, is extremely lacking. Okay, they think of being a leader in any sort of group or organization or company or the military or business. They think of it as something where you have a title and you have people under you and you have sort of processes and you sort of tell people what to do and then they do it and then you sort of yell at them if they don't do the task. This is this is not right. This is wrong. This is flawed. You will never be a great leader if you do this. The way to be a great leader is to take inspiration from the New York Times. Yesterday, 8 billion people got up and they spent their entire days doing interesting things. There's probably a ton of interesting people who did crazy things. Who knows? It's very likely that yesterday someone did something that would change the world and that will change the world in 10 years. But there's 8 billion people. How do you keep track of it? How do you keep track of uh, all the oceans and the weather everywhere and then the tides and the boats there's probably explosions and spies and betrayal and tragedy. There's so many stories in the world. And yet, you can open the New York Times and you can read, and probably you'll read something like Trump said this thing to whatever. They had some sort of summit and they did this, and people are thinking this. And they just say this with a straight face, with full confidence. And this gives you, dear citizen, this gives you the impression that you live in a world which makes sense. You live in a world where the United States is a powerful country that has a president that is controversial, that there's a summit that matters, that will decide the fate of the world. Pay not attention to the 100,000 bureaucrats in the background with conflicting ideas on how this should all be run, operating a million different psyops and undercover things and conflicting goals and mafia structures and all the complications of the real world. Pay no attention to this, because we live in this world where Donald Trump, he's the president, he's hosting this summit. And the New York Times, when you open the New York Times, they tell you that this is what happened today. Forget about the 7 billion, 7.99999 billion other humans. That is what happened yesterday. This is a beautiful example of leadership. Now, done through the New York Times, it's a little bit indirect, but this is how humans are led. Humans are led by the construction of reality. Being a leader means to bend reality to your own will. It means that something exists around you. You are a pole by which others orbit. You are there. You are centered. You are real. Take another example. Yesterday, the Ukraine war is going on, and how complicated is this war? Hundreds of thousands of soldiers on the front line, drones, back and forth, people dying, local attacks, counterattacks, infiltration, spies, drone attacks. Probably a commander was killed here, a commander's killed there. We're not able to get our logistics fleet from this place to that fleet place. We were held back by an inspector. I mean, extremely complicated. Hundreds of thousands of people fighting. And yet, the general staff can go out there and tell you a Russian breakthrough is occurring in this sector, but we've sent reinforcements, we've stabilized the line, and the rest of the line is just the normal sort of fighting. And they can just sort of tell you that. And the world makes sense now. The world makes sense because suddenly it's not this big complicated world where hundreds of thousands of people are going out and fighting. No, it's the general staff. The general staff knows what's going on. Everywhere is sort of normal. Here is considered a breakthrough. Now, there might be another sector where a certain commander was killed. They didn't get enough ammunition, they didn't get enough fuel, and it's actually extremely vulnerable, and there might be a breakthrough soon. But that is not what you, dear citizen, are told. You are told that the world is a certain way, and you can scaffold yourself into this structure. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, doesn't matter, because you acknowledge this reality that they have made for you. And I think that that is the true secret of leadership. So how can you apply this concept? The world's a very complicated place, and when people are looking for leadership, they're not looking for you to necessarily be nice. They're not looking for you to be mean either. They don't really care about that. They're not looking for you to follow rules. They don't know what the rules are. They don't know anything. We're just monkeys, right? What they're looking for is, the world is such a complicated place. They're looking for a center of meaning, for a central pole by which they can operate around that will stay the same. They're looking for a guarantee that the plan that was made yesterday will be the plan today. They're looking for a guarantee that when they do something, the other person who is supposed to carry their task forward will do so. They are looking for that guarantee, and you are, as a leader, providing that guarantee. So, whether you're leading something really, really big or something really, really small, here's what you have to do as a leader, okay? You have to have a meeting. Let's assume a weekly meeting. And in this meeting, you must tell them what happened since the last meeting. Now, this sounds like a very simple thing, a very obvious thing. You would think everyone would do it, but people seem to lack this understanding that there is no such thing as this organization that you're leading. There is no such thing. There are only crazy complexities. There are people, but even inside the people, it's just chemical reactions. It's an infinitely complex world, and nobody knows what's going on. And you, as the leader, you are there to tell them what is going on. You are there to tell them that we are this organization. This is what we're doing. These are the things that have happened that are good. These are the things that have happened that are bad. This is reality. You're there to tell them that what they do matters, that they're contributing to something greater than themselves. You're there to tell them what reality is, okay? And that really, I think, is the key to leadership. I think it is to establish a reality as existing. I don't think it has to do with procedures. I don't think it has to do with titles. I don't think it has to do with rules. I think it has to do with reality, okay? And I was reading Elon Musk's biography a while ago, and people say that he has a reality distortion field. Because I think he recognizes this concept, that leadership is the process of creating reality, more so than it is anything else. Now, there are more minor things to leadership, I think. There are group dynamics. Of course, a group must be a certain dynamic. There must be certain certain things done that are intelligent to do. There, like a meeting minutes, notes, projects, catching up with people, keeping good relations, having the right tools. But these are all really downstream. If any of them go bad or if any of them go well, it doesn't super matter, because if you do badly one day on any of these things, you can do well another day on all of these things. But what really makes the impact, that what really pushes your cause forward as a leader, is to be the person that reality revolves around. And in order to be that person, you must decide what reality is, and you must present that. Okay, so yes, that is sort of my leadership tutorial. It is to say that propaganda is the primary purpose of leadership. It is to, I wouldn't say just propaganda, because you're not just a mindless propagandist. You are a propagandist for the mission, for the goal. You must determine with an iron sort of foresight, like just etched in stone, that this is what's going to happen. This is what reality is going to be. It's there, it's on that map, and this is the world. These are the pieces on the chessboard, and these are how we're going to move the chessboard pieces. And even if it goes poorly, if it goes well, doesn't matter. You must continue to go towards this stone, to be a foundation. And then there will be sort of Machiavellian characters who will come in and they will try and optimize the situation. They will try and do this. They will try and do this. There will people who will try and partner with you for good reasons, for like a solid symbiotic partnership. There are others who will try and leech off of you. There are some who will try and fight you, okay? But the point is that the reality has been established. I hope that makes sense to you. The reality has been established is the key purpose of leadership. It's not necessarily that to do any one thing. It is really just to establish reality. And I hope that was inspirational. I hope I led you towards being a better leader. I hope I've enlightened you. I hope that you may carry on these practices in your own leadership journey.